This is the fraction to decimal number 2 homework. Take a look up at the top. It says compare 9.95 and 9.91 using less than or greater than. So I'm going to write them down in that order. And I'm gonna talk about them, comparing them to money. So if I have $9.95, that is more than $9.91. So I'm going to put the greater than sign showing that this is more than this. The next one says you're going to order the numbers 0.125, 0.129, and 0.12 from smallest or least to greatest. First I'm going to add a 0 so they're all the same length. And then I'm going to make my lines. We have 3 numbers and we want to go from smallest to biggest. So I'm going to kind of put my finger over the 0 and the decimal and just look at them as numbers. This should help you decide 120 is going to be the smallest out of 125 and 129. So that's the one you're going to put down for smallest. So I'll let you guys order that one. The next one, we're going to compare 2/5 to 0.4. Well, I want to make sure that they're both a decimal so that I can compare them. So I'm going to change 2/5 to a decimal. 5's not a place value, but I know if I multiply it by 2, I can get it to be a 10. So 2 times 2 is 4, so that's really 4/10. So this is really equal to 0.4. So these two are actually equal to each other. All right, let's jump down here. Same thing, we've got to compare 0.31 and 1/3. Well, the 3's not a place value. It doesn't have to do with money. I can't multiply the 3 to become a place value, and it's already reduced, so I'm going to do 1 divided by 3 to turn it into a decimal. Well, 3 is going to go into 10, 3 times to get 9, and it looks like it's going to keep repeating. So this is really equal to 0.33. Again, I'm going to compare them as money, 31 cents and 33 cents. So hopefully you should be able to put the sign in there to compare which one's bigger. The next one, we're going to order the numbers 0.56, 0.53, and 1/2. Well, you guys should know 1/2, if we say half a dollar or half of something, it's 0.5. I'm going to add the 0 again to make them all the same length. Then this time you guys are going to order them from the biggest or greatest to the smallest. So your biggest one, that 56 hundredths, is the biggest. And you guys fill in the rest. All right. The next one says order the numbers 2/7, 0.26, 0.21 from least to greatest. Well, again, I need that 2/7 to be a decimal. So it's not a place value. I can't multiply it to be a place value. It's already reduced, so I'm going to have to divide it out. That's going to go in twice, giving me 14. 7 times 8 would be 56. 7 times 5 would be 35. 7, okay, so I'm getting 0.28 when I compare it to those. So if I put those in order, I want to go, it says the least or smallest to biggest. Again, think of them as money. 21 cents is going to be the smallest, and then you'll put the numbers from the next up to the biggest. All right, down on the bottom. Zach wants to drill a hole with a diameter of no more than 1/2 inch. So diameter means how far across it is. So we don't want it any bigger than 0.5 inches. Okay, if it's no more than, we want it less than 0.5. Okay, so we need to find out, well, what's 2/5 as a decimal? So if I change it into place value, I could multiply by 2 to make it in the tenths. That would be 4/10, which would look like that. So is 0.4 or 4/10 less than 0.5? Yes, it is. So let's show that as 4/10 is less than 5/10. So yes, we can use that. Okay, compare -2.5 or 2 1/6 and -2.6 using the inequality symbols. Well, this one's already a decimal, but I need to turn the 1/6 into a decimal. So it's not a place value. It's already reduced. I can't multiply it to be 10 or 100. So I'm going to have to do 1 divided by 6, which is going to give me, I'm going to keep reducing, and now I'm going to do 6 times 6 to give me 36. Subtract. Looks like I'm going to keep repeating 6's. So the first one is really -2.16 repeating, and this one's -2.6. All right, if I want them the same length, I could do that. So now you should be able to determine which one is greater. Remember, the further to the left you go on the number line, the smaller they get. So what would we put between those? Is -2.16 repeating bigger or smaller than this? And I'll let you guys fill that in. Last one has to do with absolute value. Remember, these bars mean what's the absolute value of 27.2. That just means how many spots away from 0 is it? Well, it's 27.2 spots away. And this one, even though there's a negative, it's still 27.5 spots away. So if I'm going to compare those numbers, what would I say? Is 27.2 less than 27.5, or is it greater than? You guys fill in the sign.